So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily News in Shorts. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs in a short span of time within 30 minutes so that you're left with the rest of your day for covering other parts of your UPSC syllabus. Now, just watching this lecture within 30 minutes would be job half done because just after watching it, you need to revise it as well. Why? Well, revision helps in consolidating these current affairs in your memory. Otherwise, you'll quickly forget them. Now, you can revise these current affairs from the notes provided by us, and these notes shall be shared on our Telegram platform. Now, where can you find our Telegram platform? Just below this video, in the comment section, you'll find a link. Just click on that link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there, you can download the notes for this lecture and do the necessary revision. All right, let's begin today's discussion. But first, let's take a look at the list of topics that we are going to cover in today's lecture. Okay, so here's the list. Number one topic is AI-powered surveillance system. You see, there is a tiger reserve in India called Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Now, tiger reserves and various protected areas of our country suffer from a lot of problems like hunting, poaching, illegal hunting, right? Which threatens the biodiversity of that region. Therefore, a set of cameras have been fit into Simlipal Tiger Reserve, and those cameras would be AI powered. So this would help in proper surveillance system of all the animals, mostly tigers, in that tiger reserve. Okay. So what is this AI powered surveillance system? We'll talk about this. Then we'll talk about Project NAKSHA. It is launched by Ministry of Rural Development, but this Project NAKSHA would create maps through drone surveillance, satellite surveillance. It would create maps for urban India. Okay. This would really help in urban planning. So we'll talk about Project NAKSHA. Then recently, Bharat Tex 2025 was organized. Now, Bharat Tex is basically an event to showcase India's textile sector. Okay, so we'll talk about this Bharat Tex. And then we'll talk about a particular point in law or a particular legal matter which deals with capital punishment. Okay, because recently in two of the cases, Supreme Court gave capital punishment in one of the case and gave life sentence in the other case. Okay, and it reiterated its stand that capital punishment or death sentence would be given only in rarest of rare cases. So what is this rarest of rare doctrine which should be applied while handing over death sentence? Okay, we'll talk about this. Okay, so let's begin today's discussion with the first topic, and that is AI powered surveillance system. So as part of an early alert system called TrailGuard AI. So the name of this surveillance system is TrailGuard AI. The Simlipal Tiger Reserve was fitted with 100 to 150 cameras loaded with AI model. Okay. Now this TrailGuard AI is basically deployed in 5 states across 14 locations. It includes Kanha Tiger Reserve, Dudhwa National Park in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So basically, now AI is being used for better monitoring of protected species of animals. Okay, and it is coming in really useful. Now, if we talk about TrailGuard AI, it has following features. Okay, an AI powered surveillance system designed to combat poaching, that is illegal hunting. Okay, and illegal wildlife trade by providing real time monitoring in protected areas. Now, this application was developed by Nightjar Technologies, a Gurgaon-based social impact enterprise specializing in remote conservation surveillance. Okay, remote conservation surveillance means surveillance without going to that particular area through cameras, sensors, and all. Now, it has various features. For example, these cameras can detect movement of animals and tigers. It can also has, like, there are facial recognition softwares. Similarly, it also has object classification software. Okay. So it can basically look at an object and classify it as an animal, man, jeep, truck, whatever. Okay. And an instant alert system. As soon as an illegal activity spotted by these cameras, an alert would be sent to immediately in real time. An alert would be sent to the law enforcement authorities in that local area. Okay. And forest authorities. Clear? So it's a very good application. In fact, they say that illegal wildlife trade and poaching incidents in Simlipal Tiger Reserves have dropped down by 80% since the installation of TrailGuard AI. Okay, it's a very important AI application towards biodiversity conservation. Okay, now about Simlipal Tiger Reserve, because it was mentioned, so you need to know something about Simlipal Tiger Reserve as well. So it is located in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha. It is spread over 2,750 square kilometers and has some beautiful waterfalls like Joranda and Barehepani. It comes under Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve also. So Simlipal Tiger Reserve comes under the larger Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. Okay. Now it got protected area status. So it was designated as Tiger Reserve under Project Tiger. It was declared a wildlife sanctuary in 1979, and in 1980 it was declared a national park. In fact, UNESCO has a Man and Biosphere Reserve program in which UNESCO identifies the most important biosphere reserves all over the world. And UNESCO has identified this Simlipal National Park as a biosphere reserve in its Man and Biosphere program. Okay, so this is the protected area status of Simlipal Tiger Reserve, and this is all you need to know about Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Okay, now let's move forward to news item number 2, which is Project NAKSHA. So the full form of NAKSHA is National Geospatial Knowledge Based Land Survey of Urban Habitations. So it is very clear from the full form that it is basically a mapping exercise for urban areas. Okay, now NAKSHA is a Hindi word for map. So the short form NAKSHA is basically indicating towards the main aim of this project, that is mapping exercise, and the full form reveals that it involves land survey and creating proper maps of urban habitations. Okay. Now, a pilot project is set to launch in 152 urban local bodies like municipalities across 26 states and 3 UTs. Okay, it's a pilot project. So under this pilot project, drones would be flown over the area. Okay, proper mapping would be done. Now, the nodal ministry for this project is Union Ministry of Rural Development. Remember this because you might get confused. Okay, generally people might think that because it deals with urban habitation, then the nodal ministry should be Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. But no, in this case, it is Rural Development Ministry. And who is implementing this project? Well, Department of Land Resources under this ministry, Survey of India, and National Informatics Center Services Inc. Okay, because it involves technical aspect also. That is why NIC is involved. Okay. Now, what all would be there? So, it is a geospatial technology driven land survey initiative aimed at creating and updating land records in urban areas. Okay. Now, land records in urban areas need to be updated because that would ensure transparency. It would also ensure that no dubious thing is going on, because land records are maintained by revenue officials, and sometimes these revenue officials are corrupt and they maintain dubious land records. So, to ensure transparency, a proper technological drone survey and geospatial technology survey would be done. It would enhance efficiency and accuracy in property ownership documents. Okay. Now, if urban bodies or government authorities have proper mapping of urban areas, that would really enhance urban planning. It would reduce property disputes, high transparency would be generated, and better urban governance would be done. Okay. Now, the entire cost of this project is 194 crores, and the entire funding would be done by central government. Okay. As it's written over here, GOI, Government of India. No money would be taken from state governments. Okay. 100% financed by Government of India. Okay. That's it. That's all you need to know about Project NAKSHA. Now let's talk about a very important event that took place in the month of February, and that was Bharat Tex 2025. Basically, it was India's largest global textile event. Okay, and textile industry is very important for India. That is why Bharat Tex 2025 was very important for India. Now we will try to understand the significance of textile industry. Okay, but first let's take a look at what was in the news. So Bharat Tex 2025, India's largest global textile event, was held in New Delhi, showcasing India's textile advancements and global trade potential. So people from all over the world came. It was basically an exhibition. Many big buyers of textiles came to India and placed their orders in this textile expo. Okay. So the aim of this expo was showcase the entire textile value chain. Textile value chain, from growing of cotton to spinning that cotton, to weaving that cotton, to printing, coloring, dyeing. The entire value chain of textiles would be showcased. Then India wants to increase its share in organic textile market, because organic textile market has seen rise in demand. More and more environmentally conscious people are going towards organic textiles. Okay. Then recycled materials, sustainable manufacturing. Because you see, some textile industries are highly polluting. Okay, and this is very bad for climate change also, or India's fight against climate change, and overall water pollution, air pollution is a big concern for India, right? So that is why all these manufacturers are employing sustainable practices so that the textiles that are produced have no negative externalities towards the environment. Okay, so India wanted to showcase its ability of sustainable manufacturing through this expo. Plus, this expo also aligns with global trends that push for a more responsible fashion industry, more environmentally responsible fashion industry. Globally, there is demand for environmentally responsible fashion industry, and India wants to project its green image, or Indian textile sector wants to project its green image, because many environmentally conscious people all over the world are demanding green textiles, or textiles that are not at all a burden on the environment. And if India showcases its ability of sustainable textiles or greener textiles, then it would get more export orders globally. Okay, that would boost India's exports. Now, why are we singling out a expo for one particular sector? Why are we singling out textile sector? Okay, there are many expos. Okay, there is automobile expo, there is steel expo, there are many expos. But why are we focusing so much on textile expo? Okay, the reason is that textile sector is very important for India. Okay, first of all, it contributes a lot towards India's export basket. India is the sixth largest textile exporter with 8.21% share in global textile trade. So India has a lot of stake as far as global trade is concerned when it comes to textile sector. Plus, another reason why textile sector is important is it is the second largest employment generator in India after agriculture. Okay, textile sector is the largest employment generator. Okay, it employs 45 million people, around 4.5 crore people directly, and 6 crore people, 60 million people indirectly. By indirectly, we mean that there are many, let's suppose, there are many lawyers who are employed with the textile companies. There are many banks who provide loans to textile companies, so their employees are also somehow dependent on textile industry. Okay, then there are many consultants and many more things. Okay, so indirectly, it employs 60 million people. So it is the largest employer after agriculture. That's why this sector is important. Okay, it contributes 2% to our GDP. That's a lot. And India exports a lot of textiles. And India's largest export market for textile is USA and EU, contributing 47% of total India's textile exports. Okay. Now, during this expo, okay, if we are talking about the entire textile sector, then we must discuss the challenges faced by India's textile sector. So let's talk about that, because India has the potential to improve even more when it comes to textile sector. Yes, India has a lot of as far as global trade is concerned, India is a dominant player in textile sector, but there is scope for improvement. So what are the key challenges? First of all, India faces competition from other developing countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, China, who are out competing Indian export orders. Okay, so there is this stiff competition. Then most of the textile manufacturers lack proper technology and automation. Okay, they are reluctant towards adopting technological breakthroughs. Then there are environmental concerns because it is a water intensive process. Textile production uses a lot of water. When a country is already suffering from water scarcity, this is a problem. Therefore, we need to improve water use efficiency. Plus, it causes water pollution also, because the textile coloring or textile dyeing generates a lot of waste, and that waste is dumped in the nearby water sources. So it causes water pollution as well. Okay, so this is a problem. Then already India is suffering from big infrastructure gaps. If these infrastructure gaps are filled, India's textile sector can improve manyfold. Need for modern textile parks, better logistics services, export oriented clusters, and the last but very important, lack of skilled workforce. Okay, India lacks skilled workforce, especially though there are many people employed in textile sector. But the new and upcoming textile sector like organic textiles, technical textiles, man-made fiber-based fabrics, these are new types of textiles for which Indian youth is not that trained. We are trained in traditional textiles, but not these new form of textiles which have high demand globally. So we require skilled workforce for that as well. So this is a problem. Okay. Now, what has the government done to address these challenges? First, let's talk about that. So government launched PM Mitra scheme, mega integrated textile region and apparel park. This would take care of the infrastructure gaps. Okay, it will have 7 mega textile parks with world class infrastructure, 10 billion expected investment. Then production linked incentive scheme and around 10,683 crores worth of incentives would be given to textile manufacturers if they improve or they increase their production levels. So this is an incentive. Then Samarth scheme. Samarth scheme will take care of skill gap. Okay, so it is a skill initiative, skilling 10 lakh artisans and textile workers to bridge the skill gap. Then integrated processing development scheme, support for eco-friendly processing units. Again, this would take care of green textiles. Okay, and national handloom development program. Basically, this will support handloom industry, not factory-based textiles, handloom industry, because there is demand for this also. Clear? Now, one more thing, and this one more thing was highlighted in Bharat Tex 2025. Okay. As far as traditional textiles are concerned, India has a significant dominance in that area. Okay. Traditional textiles, traditional weaving, traditional dyeing, all that. But new types of textiles are also emerging in the market and their demand is increasing day by day. Okay. India needs to capitalize on that. India needs to achieve expertise in that so that India captures this new market for these new types of textiles. Okay. That is why in Bharat Tex 2025, India highlighted new focus areas for this sector. What are those new focus areas? First of all, India will focus a lot on technical textiles. What are technical textiles? These are not normal textiles. Okay. These are those textiles which are used for a specific purpose. For example, uh, you have seen that the bomb diffusing squad. Okay, bomb diffusal squad, I should say that. Okay, or you have seen astronauts. Okay, let's put it that way. So astronauts have a particular type of suits that they wear, and these suits have typical features. That is an example of technical textile. Then bomb disposal squads have those textiles. They wear special suits which are fire repellent. Okay. Then construction workers wear special types of suits. All right. These are special types of suits or textiles. Then there are bulletproof jackets. These are also examples of technical textiles. There is high demand for these technical textiles, and India needs to capture that market share. Then there is high demand for eco-friendly fabrics like organic cotton, bamboo textiles, biodegradable materials. India needs to focus on that also. Plus, many people all over the world are more interested in handloom and artisanal Indian textiles rather than factory produced goods. So India needs to focus on this also. And a new thing is emerging, that is man-made fibers. Though this new thing has been, I mean, it has been there for past 60, 70 years, but man-made fibers are those fibers which are not naturally grown. Okay, for example, nylon, Teflon, all these things. So India needs to achieve dominance in this area also. So these are the focus areas that government of India has identified in Bharat Tex 2025. Because if India capitalizes on these new areas of 21st century, then India's textile sector would grow manyfold and India would achieve global dominance. Okay. All right. And now we'll come to our last news item, which is rarest of rare doctrine for capital punishment. Now look, capital punishment is basically death sentence given by our courts of law. Okay. Now, death sentence is prohibited, is outlawed in many countries because many human rights activists call it bad, cruel, not right. Okay. So, death sentence has been outlawed in many countries. Now, there have been demands in India from various liberal sections of society to outlaw death sentence in India too. Okay. Now, initially, Supreme Court was reluctant in outlawing death sentence. Supreme Court felt that death sentence is important in India and it should be there. Okay. But of late, in 90s, 80s and 90s, 1980s and 90s, Supreme Court said that death sentence shall be given only in rarest of rare cases. Okay. If it is not a rarest of rare case, then the crime would be punished with life imprisonment. That's it. Okay. Supreme Court has said that death sentence should be awarded in rarest of rare cases. Now, what constitutes a rarest of rare case? Well, that is where the debate lies. Because some people call some cases as rarest of rare cases, but for some others, it might not be, it might be normal. right? And Supreme Court has also not given a proper definition of what constitutes as rarest of rare cases. Okay, it has given some guidelines as to how to identify this rarest of rare case. Okay, what is rarest of rare, what is not rarest of rare? It has given some guidelines, and we will look into those guidelines. But mostly the question is open ended. Okay, and it depends on that particular court which is taking a decision whether that court considers it rarest of rare case or not. And based on that, either death sentence is awarded or life imprisonment is awarded. Now, reason why death sentence was in the news and an article in the Hindu newspaper was published was because there were two cases of murder. Okay, one was the very famous Arjikar Medical College Kolkata case, rape and murder case, right? And the other was Sharon murder case, in which a girlfriend poisoned her boyfriend, okay, and he died. Now the thing is that in case of Sharon murder case, the court decided that it is a rarest of rare case, and they decided to give a death sentence to that accused. But in case of Arjikar Medical College case, okay, well, the court has said that it is not rarest of rare case, and that is why the accused, Sanjay Roy or Sanjeev Roy, someone like that, the accused shall be given life imprisonment. Now, many people are saying that the crime in Arjikar Medical College, the rape and murder, was more heinous, and it is rarest of rare. Death sentence should be awarded in this case and not in this case of poisoning. But the courts have done something opposite. That is why there is debate as to what constitutes rarest of rare and who will decide whether it is rarest of rare. Okay, currently courts decide, but different courts have different interpretations. That is why we need a proper criteria for identifying rarest of rare cases, because it is a case of normal case of poisoning. Okay, I'm sorry, Sharon murder case. Okay, a Kerala doctor, the boyfriend was a doctor in Kerala and his girlfriend actually poisoned him. Now, this is not rarest of rare case. This is Arjikar Medical College. Well, people have different opinions. Okay, that is why it has reignited debate over rarest of rare doctrine. Now, what is this rarest of rare doctrine? Okay, Supreme Court has said that death sentence shall be given or capital punishment shall only be given in rarest of rare cases, exceptional cases. And what is rarest of rare case? A case where the crime shocks the collective conscience of society. Everyone in the society are shocked what has happened. Okay, this is something rarest of rare. Or, I mean, if it shocks everyone, then it should be classified as rarest of rare. Okay, this doctrine was put in place because it ensures that the death penalty remains an exception rather than a rule. Okay, it should be awarded only in exceptional circumstances. That is why rarest of rare doctrine was given. Now, this doctrine was established in Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab. Clear? Now, what have the court said about death penalty so far? So we'll look at the background of this rarest of rare doctrine. Okay. Well, there was a case in 1972, again a murder case, Jagmohan Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh. And in that case, well, the petitioner argued that death sentence is violative of our constitution. It is violative of Article 14, 19 and 21. It basically, death sentence, capital punishment, basically violates fundamental rights. Article 14, right to equality, Article 19, right to expression and all, and basically Article 21, which is right to life. Okay, so the petitioner challenged the constitutional validity of death sentence, okay, through Article 21, right to life. But the court upheld the validity of death sentence, and in Jagmohan Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh, the court said death sentence is perfectly legal, perfectly constitutionally valid. Okay. Then this question again was raised before the Supreme Court in Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab in 1980. And in this case, the Supreme Court gave the rarest of rare case doctrine. It said that death sentence is constitutionally valid, but it should only be awarded in rarest of rare case. And what is rarest of rare? That shakes the collective conscience of the society. Okay, but the problem with this judgment was it did not define what rarest of rare case is, leading to ambiguity. Then in Machi Singh versus State of Punjab 1983, the Supreme Court gave 5 broad categories. Okay, and the future courts would decide whether a case is rarest of rare or not based on these 5 categories. So basically, it gave a rough criteria as to how to identify rarest of rare. Okay, now this criteria was, First of all, look into the manner of crime. Basically, look into the brutality aspect. Then motive of crime. Okay, is the motive basically like revenge, family revenge, anything like that, or it was cold blooded, a person is a serial killer and whatnot. Okay, then impact on society, if the society's collective conscience is shaken or not. Then magnitude of crime, whether this person has committed other murders like that, whether he's a serial killer or not. And the person who was killed, whether that person was a child, a senior citizen, a female, a destitute, victim's vulnerability. These things are taken into account to judge whether a case is rarest of rare case, and if it is, then death penalty is awarded. Okay, but again, the question is still open, because using these five criterias, still there was ambiguity in these two cases. Many people say that whatever happened in Sharon murder case and whatever happened in Arjikar Medical College case, well, this is not fair. Opposite should have happened. Many people are of that opinion. Okay. And that would be all. With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it would add more value if you revise this lecture as well, because revision helps in consolidating these things in your memory for longer periods of time. Okay. So please do not forget to revise. And on that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.